What's going on, Liam?
Hello there, 17s. Welcome to Water Break.
Dang, boys, I should have brought a personal fan for you, Liam. Sorry.
It's okay, Fraffer.
How did you first start playing soccer?
Coach Marty, he has another soccer league in our local area in Johns Creek called North Fulton United. He asked me to come along, and I said, yeah, of course, I could try soccer out. Before that, I just played soccer with 3 of my sisters. They're my biggest inspiration as to why I joined soccer in the first place.
I found out today that one of your sisters is a coach for Charlotte Unified. That's so amazing. What's your relationship like with your family?
My mom, she's the best mom in the world. My sisters, they're the best sisters that I could ever have. And my dad, he's also the greatest dad in the world. I have the best family in the world.
What makes Atlanta United Unified so special for you?
I never thought that I would ever be a part of Atlanta United, per se. It's really special. I'm very lucky to be a part of it. I know I'm bragging a little bit, but I love Atlanta United. They're the best people in the world. It's really fun. It's really fun.
What makes Coach Marty such a good coach out there on the touchline?
There's a lot to say. I probably might leave a lot of things out.
We have lots of time. Take your time.
He really cares a lot about us athletes, and he also cares about all the partners too. If we're struggling, he usually helps us. He talks to us. He shows us exactly what we're supposed to do. He's very special, very dear to my heart, and I could probably say that all the other athletes, they hold him very dear to their hearts as well.
At the end of the day, what's at the heart of Unified?
The kindness that we bring, it's being unified, which is why it's called the Unified Team. We bring athletes and partners with and without disabilities. And it's about kindness, like I said.
Favorite song to listen to before you play a match?
Oh, that's a bit hard. Since I saw a Minecraft movie, which is one of the newest movies out there, I think I'm going to listen to Steve's Lava Chicken.
Fire. I was listening to that the other day.
Chicken. Steve's Lava Chicken, yeah, Stacy as hell. Ooh, Mamacita, now you're ringing a bell. Ooh.
I can't remember the next part either. Yeah, it's a banger, though.
It sure is.
That's awesome. Favorite player of all time? Who do you look up to?
Ooh, Brad Guzan.
Goose.
He's the best unified ambassador ever.
Yeah, 7 years in a row. If Goose was watching this right now, what would you like to tell him?
I'd like to tell him, thank you for being the best unified ambassador in the world.
Wow.
It really means the world to me that you support us athletes and our differences, and he's unified.
What's your favorite memory of your unified career so far?
That's too hard because I love all of those memories, but maybe up in New York when I scored my first ever goal for Atlanta United. It was a very important moment for me because I never thought that I would score a goal or anything. Again, I'm bragging.
Do you remember your celebration too, and you ran to the sidelines and jumped on somebody's back, right?
Oh yeah, that was Dylan's back.
How would you describe who Alex Eberle is?
He's pretty much the energy goer.
The energy guy. The hot mess of the team, if you will?
Yes, the hot mess. He's repeated that term quite a bunch of times over the years.
Is he still saying it to this day?
Yep. He just called me that today at training. Kelly, she actually joined Special Olympics right at the same time as to what I've learned. She is one of the special people, at least in my head and my heart.
When Kelly was in the hospital and fighting to come back and be with you guys, in what kinds of ways did she inspire you?
Be a bit more kind and think about more of my surroundings. She's an inspiration for pretty much anybody on the team that she interacts with, and I like hearing about her opinions and her facts and all that, and she's inspired me with all that. So now I'll just make aware of this today. I accidentally hit her on the head with a ball by kicking it. I'm very sorry, Kelly. I did not mean to do that.
Kelly, if you're watching this, Liam's sorry.
I'm very sorry. I feel like I've found my place because beforehand, like in schools and stuff, I didn't really quite find that particular special piece because in schools as special needs kids, we're not really treated as equally as much, but in Special Olympics, we're always welcomed. We're always accepted for our differences. And I think I've pretty much have found a place where I belong.
What do you hope your legacy is with Atlanta United Unified?
Give yourself a chance, because you don't know where your heart will lead you to.
Liam, thanks for coming on the water break. Thanks for being such a beautiful soul.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
Good morning, 17s. Welcome in all the way across the Canadian border. We're here at BMO Field. My name is Joe Freihofer alongside Ravi Modi, Diego Pinzon. We've got an open booth slot next to me as well for a special guest who will be coming on very shortly to join me on the commentary duties today. The big headliner, this is a doubleheader slate for the Five Stripes. We're going to get it started with Atlanta United Unified that is making history today. They're the first unified side in all of Major League Soccer to travel internationally, and awaiting them today is a matchup against Toronto FC Unified, as both sides are out there on the pitch getting their warm-ups, their first couple of touches in right now, and the Five Stripes are looking to build on what is a remarkable stat line. You ready for this one? Since mid-2022, Atlanta United Unified is unbeaten on the road, and they're looking to continue that streak here today against the Unified Reds in this one. So they've got a deeper coaching staff, a deeper roster overall here today, as they were missing a couple of different players due to some study and school duties. The last matchup against Austin to start the campaign. However, they walked away from that one with a big point. It was Ike Eisworth who got a lovely free kick finish in that one that was top right corner, nearly upper 90, kissing off a framework and in, as we see everybody getting their first couple of touches. And we'd like to, of course, give a huge shout-out to our presenting sponsor, being Gallagher. All of this would not be possible without the fantastic help of Gallagher as well for the unbelievable show that they put on, of course, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with our home match that we always have slated with them as well. And, of course, on the road to providing what we need to make these productions happen. On behalf of Atlanta United and the live team, we're thrilled that you're starting your morning with us as we take a look again at everybody starting to get their first couple of jogs in, get warmed up, and be able to make those sprints. As you see here, we've got a lovely surface, some beautiful weather as well as we approach the mid-70s in Fahrenheit for those of us that are watching back in the 404. And again, you see head coach Marty Jellamy, as experienced as they come, getting the Five Stripes tuned up. Of course, you see there number 19, Liam Stewart. You may have been joining us on the preview of the broadcast and taking a look at our water break segment that we had with Liam Stewart just a couple of weeks ago. A guy who I think definitely needs to get some more airtime, maybe his own podcast as the future goes on. We'll take a look at that. But number 19 is extremely experienced. Of course, Stewart is a former Unified All-Star, and he brings a lot of pace and width off of the sideline out there. Oftentimes he can play as a wingback or a winger. I think he fancies himself as a forward overall as well. We've got Greg Garza, who is waving to us down there from the touchline, and he will be hopping up here to join us in the booth shortly. As you see, he's given some direction to the Five Stripes Unified side as well as experience as they come. Of course, he's got an MLS Cup under his belt, and he will be hopefully joining us on the broadcast shortly to give us his expertise here from up top as we break down what's supposed to be a lovely morning. Of course, again, you see Savion Brown and his big frame out there, number 9, getting ready, and his touch is calibrated. The X-Man, Xavier Hairston, as well, is also always hungry for goal. He had a couple of world-class finishes in Dallas last season as well. And then once again, if you saw some of that content, such as Water Break with Liam Stewart, some great stuff. And he was actually the focus of Outside the Lines, which is another unified content series that's coming up this year as well. We see Toronto Unified on the other side getting warmed up as well right now. And then again, of course, we've got for you guys 2 30-minute halves. We will be playing 11v11. But we've got no extra time or penalties after this one. So however it ends, that will be the final result for this one. And then out there, again, you'll take a look at number 10. Keep your eyes on him as well. Luke Edwards is one of our big stars to watch for today. He's got lots of family hailing from Toronto, Canada, who's out there to watch him right now. And he'll be our next star of Unified Outside the Lines as he's getting warmed up right there with Alex Evans. You see Kelly Robinson back out there honing in her touches with Emma Sim, who is as tidy of a center back as they come as well. So all of this is to expect right now as we take a look at some of our 5 stripe stars to watch today. Again, I'm Joe Freihofer. We've got some extra calibration coming up here from both sides before we get ready for kickoff. And then we'll be back with you shortly for the full call right after this. 17s, thanks for waking up with us. Doubleheader action. It begins with Atlanta United Unified making history across the Canadian border. We'll see you guys in a bit.
You guys want the Venezuelan experience? So you guys don't really that's what I wanted. Hello. How are you? Thank you. Oh, thank you for coming, guys. Okay, you know what to do. No.
Fernando Andrés Gómez Cardona.
Camila Carolina Gómez Cardona.
Carolina, ¿cuál es la comida que nos ha hecho esta noche?
Hemos hecho pastelito de carne y tequeño, comida venezolana, tequeño. Sí, es muy rico. Tenemos 8 años en septiembre primero, cumplimos 8 años. Ajá. Sí, muchísimo tiempo.
¿Cómo se conocieron? Esa misma historia.
Te lo voy a hacer cuento corto, largo por corto. Él trabajaba para una cigarrera, vendiendo cigarrillos. Y yo fumaba. Y en aquella época, hace muchos años atrás, le digo a la señora que vende, señora Carmen, deme un cigarro, Belmont. No ha llegado el muchacho que vende. Digo, bueno, no importa. El que fuma cualquier cosa. Bueno, está bien, y me lo dio. En cuanto yo me metí el cigarro en la boca, me pongo el cigarro en la boca, él pasó y me quedó viendo y me dijo, me lo quitó y me lo partió. Mi futura esposa no fuma mi competencia. Y yo, ¿qué te pasó? ¿Cómo yo me voy a casar contigo? Duramos 4 meses de novio y tenemos 28 años de casado.
Wow, fue bastante corto, ¿ya lo tenías claro?
Sí, íbamos a casar a los 2 meses, pero mi mamá no dejó. No, ya va, tengo que preparar la boda. Wow. Duramos 4 meses de novio. Y así empezó nuestra historia. Así empezó. Es que yo te quiero, oh sí. Es que yo te quiero y decir te quiero, oh sí. Es amor verdadero. Oh my goodness. Le dimos un concierto, the concert. Yeah.
My parents pretty much left everything behind so they could give my brother and I a good life. They were raised there, they became whole adults, they had a whole family, and they were willing to give that up for me and my brother to have a better future. Obviously, with everything that happened in Venezuela, my parents were really, really good at hiding that from me. I actually have a memory of going to one of my classes that it was like a walking distance from my house, and I also remember there was like protests going on, and my dad was like, let's try to race. He picked me up walking because we couldn't drive because all the streets were shut down from the protest. And my dad would be like, let's race, let's see who would get there first. Like he would do all these things so I would be distracted from the protest.
Y yo recordé una película que había visto que se llama La vida es bella. Es una película basada en la Segunda Guerra Mundial, donde se está acabando técnicamente la ciudad del país donde ellos están. Y el papá le enseñaba a la hija que la vida era bonita, que eso no estaba existiendo, que no pasaba, ¿no? Y le hacía ver para otro lado. Yo literalmente practiqué eso con Camila.
Metimos 20 años en 2 maletas y fue lo mejor que pasó. De verdad que fue lo mejor que pasó, porque ellos están creciendo y nosotros tranquilos con su crecimiento, apoyándolos en todo lo que hacen, apoyándolos en todo lo que se proponen y siempre pues juntitos, siempre hemos sido los 4 juntitos. Y de verdad que ha sido una bendición. Estar aquí ha sido una bendición para nosotros, de verdad que sí.
¿Qué es lo que te sentís, Carolina, cuando ves a Fernando, por ejemplo, pisar la cancha por primera vez con Atlanta United?
Wow. Me vas a hacer llorar, Joseph. El que él haya estado jugando fue mágico, fue maravilloso porque la inclusión existió. Te voy a decir un momento muy particular en las Olimpiadas Especiales de Georgia, su primera participación. Cuando yo vi a Fernando desfilar ante tantos niños tan maravillosos, tan únicos, tan espectaculares, y ver a mi hijo en esa fila, yo no contuve el llanto. O sea, yo lloré porque decía, Dios mío, está incluido, donde una cosa no iba a suceder en Venezuela. O sea, eso no iba a pasar nunca. Y le están dando valor a mi hijo que él necesita, que él merece tener. Y esa inclusión fue mágica. O sea, para mí ese desfile de Fernando lo logramos.
Yo tengo una anécdota de una vez que fui al Mercedes-Benz, que nos dieron una suite cuando Fernando jugaba allí, y yo de orgullo me asomé en la suite así de Mercedes-Benz, siendo el papá de un jugador de la MLS. Nunca me lo imaginé, ni mucho menos que era Fernando que me iba a dar esa satisfacción cuando salimos de Venezuela, y bueno, me la dio, me la entregó en vida esa gestión tan bonita por parte de mis hijos, pues.
My brother has taught me about always looking at the bright side. Fernando is like the most positive person I've ever met.
Mi familia, obviamente mi familia es mi pilar. Mi hermana ha sido como mi princesa. En pocas palabras, mi princesa, mi terremotico pequeño.
Así que los tienen delante, pero como testimonio de su crecimiento como personas. ¿Qué les dirías ahora mismo?
Bueno, de Fernando, yo más bien lo felicito, todo lo que él ha logrado, ¿verdad? Y lo sigo impulsando. Él cada vez me enseña él a mí. Ahora estamos en este plan, ¿no? Porque él me está enseñando cosas a mi papá. Esto es así, asado, que ya yo no veo. Y él sí lo ve porque, por supuesto, pues porque está más insertado en esta sociedad. Y él me dice, de Camila, súper orgulloso. Veo en ella la niña que yo soñé tener.
Uh-huh. Es la princesa soñada, Camila. Y Fernando, pues, la bendición. Yo le doy gracias a Dios de que me lo mandó, de que nos lo mandó a nosotros.
Sí.
Bendito el día que Fernando estuvo en mi vientre. Y él, con toda su actitud, con todo lo que hace, le demuestra al mundo que no hay límite. No existe límite. Y lo que él se propone, lo logra. Porque está convencido de que él puede. Y nosotros más atrás impulsándolo, llevándolo. Y bueno, de Camila, wow. Definitivamente sí, la princesa soñada, la hija soñada, educada, centrada, inteligente, cariñosa. Es una dulzura de niña. Yo le digo a ella, donde tú te pares, párate sabiendo que eres Camila Gómez.
It felt like a big accomplishment, the fact that at least we keep our last name on the team. You know, Fernando kept it for so long, and now it's my turn to keep our last name on the team. The Unify has definitely become a family for me, and I know it was for Fernando too. And I feel the level that I feel with the kids that I play, it's like our friendship is to a whole other level.
When you look up in the stands and see him for the Nashville match, and you guys make eye contact, what are you gonna feel?
I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna cry. Anytime I see my family supporting me there, I feel so much joy. And Fernando, he always does this. He always blows me a kiss every single time. So he's like, "Good luck, sister," and it's just so cute. And I think that's what inspires me to play even better.
At the intersection of Atlanta and United, there lies a sign where history lives and progress grows. One community made with soul, where hope inspires and dreams are born.
Got it, here's a steal, turn to jump, score!
United in excellence and forever resilient. This is where greatness lives. Atlanta, this is our story. Where the stripes define us, and the spike unites us. From here, or new here, it's in all our veins. One heartbeat pulsing throughout the A. Here, it's not a pastime, it's a lifestyle with one vision to shape the culture and change the game forever. This was not built overnight. Our foundation was forged from grit and a will to fight. One club, built by the city, for the city. Together we grow one legacy, because there's strength in numbers. And when our city unites, the world watches. 5 stripes, one city.
In Atlanta, Matchday is more than soccer. It's a show. Before kickoff, a legend steps up. You never know who's next, but the mission stays the same. Hit the golden spot. It's not just a ritual, it's a symbol. A nod to Atlanta's roots as a railroad town. A tribute to unity, pride, and the power of the A. ATL with every strike. A roar from the crowd, a jolt through the city. This is more than tradition. This is Atlanta United. This is culture, and you're invited.
Welcome in 17s all the way across the Canadian border, where this morning we're getting set to make some double-header history. It's going to begin with Atlanta United Unified taking on Toronto FC Unified. Here from BMO Field, Joe Freihofer, and joining with me this morning, Atlanta United legend, MLS Cup winner, as well as Liga MX winner, Greg Garza joining us. Greg, good morning to you.
Thank you for having me. I don't know if I'd say legend. I'd say great, not legend, though. Legends are different. Thank you for having me. Super excited to call this game with you, Joe.
Doing it on and off the field here, and we're getting ready for an awesome one. Of course, Toronto, the Reds, are going to be home for this one, and Atlanta United Unified is getting set to continue a stat line that is tremendously impressive. Since mid-2022, this Unified side under head coach Marty Jelmy, unbeaten on the road, and they've got to do it today. What did you feel on the sideline early leading into this one?
What a beautiful day.
Amen.
No humidity in the air.
Amen.
playing in Canada, playing in a different country, these kids have such a unique and amazing opportunity. I hope they don't take it for granted later on in life and create these memories and moments that will last a lifetime.
A very fun one to think about as well. A lot of you 17s may remember the name Sebastian Giovinco, Italian baller who's actually played a lot of time here with Toronto FC, a former Red who's now back. And Greg, you mentioned it. He's on the touchline today for Toronto FC Unified.
He is the coach for TFC Unified, which is awesome to still have such greats involved in the MLS, to be in the communities within the clubs that they represent. An absolute MLS legend. That is a legend right there. Someone who completely changed probably the environment and just the game itself within the TFC community and within Toronto, and probably really brought an Italian-esque to the club with what it's been in the present day.
So here's what we're about to live down, 17s. We've got 2 halves of 30 minutes. We'll also have, after 15 minutes, we'll have a quick 2-minute water break in between there. It'll be 11v11, which you guys see out there on this beautiful surface. The sun is just starting to roll its way out as the shadows work themselves back, and this is going to be our field for where we'll see 2 unfold today. Of course, Unified kicks us off for what should be a doubleheader of 6 points on the table for Atlanta United Unified, and then the first team rolling in here later today. Greg, what do you remember about BMO Field?
Such a nice surface. An amazing surface to play on. I think about these Unified kids today, and they get to play actually in the morning and not have to wait until all day and play at 10 p.m. after a first team game. So yeah. I think getting the game over with from the first moment of the day and kind of getting all the nerves and all the pressure out from the very get-go is something that they'll be excited about. They don't have to sit in their rooms all day and really know what it feels like to be a professional and sitting in your room and trying to make the day go by fast to be ready for the game. So I'm sure they are extremely excited to step on the field and get this one over with and end up with a W today.
A beautiful aspect of our setup here in Toronto as well, the hotel being just across the street. So we all met down in the lobby and made the caravan over, about 50 of us, a couple of fans behind us as well. So full unison for this one in Atlanta United spirit as we get set. We see our cameraman Frank down there. We've got our production crew of Ravi Moody and Diego Pinzon with us, as well as Gallagher, our outstanding presenting sponsor. And everything that we've been able to do for Unified over the years is thanks to them and all of the input that they do to be able to put on outstanding in-match production at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, as well as signing days. And Greg, you were there for signing day this year, making the big announcement that this team was going to make history and be the first MLS Unified side to travel internationally.
Being the first ambassador of the Unified team for 2017 and 2018, this is one thing that I asked to be put on when I first signed with Atlanta United. I've always been involved with all Special Olympics in every club that I've always played for. So to be at every signing day, even after retiring and leaving from Atlanta United, to still be involved with the club in this way is something that I am extremely grateful for. And seeing these kids grow and mature into great young people and learn so many great life values, there's nothing better in this world to be a part of something like that.
We've got a decent-sized crowd here this morning as well. One of the first things I saw coming into BMO Field, you saw the 5 stripes flag. The 17s keeping their flags out because they know that we're being active in that segment as well. And it does count here in Toronto, so we see you down there. We got a lot of Stewart last names on some jerseys. And, of course, Liam Stewart was one of our focuses of Unified Outside the Lines. Some fantastic storytelling that's been done on behalf of Atlanta United's video production team of going to the homes and finding out the whys and hows of some of these players and how they started in the beautiful game and then seeing it come to fruition. And Greg, Liam Stewart's story, one of the most inspirational you would ever hear of course, being a young kid and having difficulty speaking, doctors telling the Stewart family that he might not even be able to speak as he grows up, and growing up to become a Unified all-star. Today he'll take to the field in front of countless family members and a couple of Canadian family members as well as they make their way out right now.
Such an incredible story, as Liam's parents are both from Canada. Mom from the West Coast and dad from Toronto, actually. So such an awesome story. Inspirational for a lot of these other Unified players to follow in his footsteps and to really see the leadership that he has within this team. Such a positive young man and can bring a lot of fire and energy on the field as well.
And then, of course, for Atlanta United, you got head coach Marty Jellamy. As experienced as they come, he knows the ins and outs of the dynamic of this locker room. He's going to have to craft the perfect 11 today if he wants to keep that unbeaten title going.
He sees these kids in and out every single week in so many different sports, not just soccer, so he knows their personalities and how they are able to maneuver on and off the field. So really interested to see what he pulls out of his sleeve today to get these guys hopefully the win here in Toronto.
Of course, you see right now both flags being taken out. Beautiful match presentation. We'll have both anthems coming up for you very shortly, and then we'll get underway with, once again, 2 30-minute halves. Some water breaks there in the middle. If we think back to Austin, Texas, and the first road match of Unified for this season, it was chasing from behind, and then it was an Ike Eisworth reflected off of the wall and a free kick, and then he went ahead and finished it top right, upper 90, a little bit of power and curl onto it to be one of the first finishes of the season for Atlanta United Unified. As of course, it was a scoreless draw at home against Nashville SC to begin the year, and now the stage is set to see if they can break the ice and climb onto the season powerfully and make a big statement here today, and it should be a beautiful one.
You have such a beautiful day for them to get a win today, and still undefeated within the last 3 years. So I'm sure they are already extremely proud of themselves, but I'm sure they definitely want a W to finish off their season here.
Out come the Five Stripes right now. You see the X-Man Xavier Hairston, who's going to be leading the line up top as you see the full squad making the way out. Of course, Anthony Hernandez, number 42 as well. He likes to get a little bit of Cristiano Ronaldo celebrations in there. We'll see if he can break that out. And then, of course, one of my favorite players to watch is Savion Brown, who's got one of the biggest frames out there as well, but he can glide over the ball. He's almost like a unified Isak out here, the way he plays.
I can definitely see that. Yes, all of these players so diverse in the way that they play, but so much energy and different qualities that they all offer to the field.
And we'll begin today with the anthem of the United States of America. And that has been the Star Spangled Banners. You see the Five Stripes Unified team getting fired up. And then, of course, here we've got O Canada for the home side. And that has been both anthems. It's time to get it rolling now as we see Giovinco's side making its way over to Jellemy's side. We'll fold up the flags and get ready to unfold some unified action. Atlanta United Unified getting set to take on the Reds of Toronto FC. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the entire creative crew that's down there. You also see Sam Hedges, Mitch Martin as well, and then Lena, Saul, Adam, Jasper writing some stories for Web. We've got Becca Fallon out there, who's one of our new managers of social. A full team effort here, Greg, because as you know, for the Five Stripes, we only do everything the biggest way possible, and this is what makes the game so beautiful.
The support that this club and institution organization has with the unified team, treating them just as or even better than the first team has been incredible to see.
You see everybody getting a couple of quick jumps, getting some of those nerves out of there. You said it, in these matchups that are international, when there's two anthems, it builds on you a little bit.
It does. It brought me back right there. Remember trying to think what was going through my mind, getting through one anthem and having to sit through the next.
For those 17s that can't see us, Greg started pacing back and forth a little bit as if he had the boots on still. As we take a look, the coin flip is getting set up, and you take a look one more time at some of the final messaging here from head coach Marty Jelemy. Everybody coming together as he selects his 11. And then, of course, it is going to be open substitutions in this one as well, as fitness is key, and the temperatures are starting to climb up here a little bit as well.
Coach Marty does run a tight ship. He is someone who is extremely strict with all of them in the best ways possible to get the most out of each and every one of his players. It was interesting to be in the locker room right before the game, Joe, to see all the kids and how all of the similarities of what it can be like in comparison to the first team. You have a couple of kids that are just in quiet in their corner thinking about the game, probably envisioning and visualizing all the success moments that they can have within the game, and then you have the other ones that are dancing in the corner listening to music. You have the one DJ, everyone in their own little world getting ready and preparing themselves mentally and physically to hopefully get the win today.
Well, let's take a look now at the starting 11 for the Five Stripes. As you see, big number 77, it's going to be D. Harden at the very back. And you see the back line of Moeller, Eberle, Sim, Alex Evans. In the midfield, it's going to be Rubovitz, Michelini, Eisworth, and then up top you've got the blistering pace of Liam Stewart, the clinical finishing of Daniel Ellis, and then X-Man, Xavier Hairston, coming off of the left as well. That sounds like goals, possession, and pure build-up to me.
Mr. All-Star Alex Eberle, someone with probably the most energy within this team. Look at him. I'll give him some dabs, some dibs, because of he's playing a very similar position that I played.
One of the stories that we never get tired of telling as well, Greg, is a certain leg tattoo that Alex has got. Sometimes it gets incorporated in his goal celebrations. Sometimes he'll just show you pre-match as well. But he's always out there with endless work rate for these kinds of matchups.
That is the first thing that you will get to know about him if you ever meet him. That is the first thing that he will show you. His 2022 Atlanta United tattoo on his thigh.
X-Man's having his first couple of touches of the ball. Everybody getting their superstitions underway as well, as we see a couple of orders being given. It looks like the Five Stripes are going to try and start this one with plenty of width, and we'll have to see what Giovinco's got up of his sleeve for the Reds Unified as well.
I am interested to see if someone scores, what their celebration will be. At the airport yesterday flying in, everyone was kind of practicing their own, so you might see some Jota tributes.
Oh, wow.
Which would be pretty cool. I think that would probably make them go viral as a unified team paying a tribute to Mr. Jota.
Let's make history, shall we? Atlanta United Unified is the first team to ever travel and officially play internationally. Underway we go. Evans tried to take his defender on. Possession will be recovered by the Reds, but cleared away there by Eisworth as it goes all the way to the Toronto back line. The chip up and over the top as Evans tries to shoulder it. Eisworth will play it back wide and then into the middle. They'll recycle and switch out to Eberle. First touch gets away from him, and Toronto will recover, but Eberle instantly, like you said, Greg, there's that work rate already.
Yeah, the pitch does look a little dry, so the ball might be not traveling as fast as it would be within the match tonight, but still interested to see how this one plays out.
Here's the X-Man as well. Hairston nicely done for a little bit of hold-up play. Eisworth will go past one, past two, and direct it right into the path of Eberle, who continues to crash his way forward. He'll go down. Toronto will try and take it the other way as it makes its way towards that far sideline. Throw for Atlanta Unified. We'll go back to Sim. Sim with the no-look pass right there as well. She's as tidy as they come in that back line. Harden giving out some orders in proper Brad Guzan fashion as well. And take a look at Evans, who's going to take all of the green space waiting in front of him with his first couple of touches. He'll fizz it back into the middle.
Went for the cutback cross there. Unfortunately, got caught off by a TFC player and now able to get the ball back. It is interesting to see and so beautiful to watch all of these partners as well guide these unified players the best way possible. They do so well in helping them and teaching them so many great life lessons and values, and also the competitiveness that is needed on the field.
One of the beautiful things as well of Marty Jellemy's system, we talked to the Stewart family about this as well, is a lot of those players coming into leadership roles as well, and Liam's participation with North Fulton United and how he's become such a leader himself after all of his years of experience with the team.
That is one of the beautiful things about life. Leaders are bred, not born.
First chance of the day from Toronto FC Unified right there. It'll go calmly into D. Harden's side netting. As he said, I had that covered, and he'll place it down. He's got a big frame as well. D. Harden had a fantastic match against Nashville FC Unified to start the season, and he provides a lot of solid presence in that back line as well.
Such a quiet young man who has such great soft energy about his attitude and everything that he does.
Now here comes Five Stripes Unified. Nice service into the middle. Eisworth was there. It'll take a deflected bounce out of bounds, and we have our first corner of the day for Atlanta United Unified.
I would be interested to know what size shoe D does wear. I'm sure he probably competes with Brad. Brad has to have his shoes special made. I don't think Adidas or Nike make those size shoes. He's always asking for different sizes, special ordered.
Well, here's a nice set piece early from head coach Marty Jellemy. Eisworth will float it in towards X-Man at the back post. Eberle will come onto it for a second chance opportunity. Tries to maintain possession, sticks in the shoulder nicely, and gets a touch in there. Toronto coming back the other way. They'll break down towards that right wing. Service wasn't able to get in towards that back post, and it'll be a goal kick. Nice job of United Unified to be able to recover and track back with numbers.
Did get a little bit lucky there with the cross that went out for a goal kick. But it is good to see all of these players hustling back to cover spots and spaces.
Now, in terms of celebrations, is there one over the years that sticks out in your mind of some of the better ones you've seen from Unified over the years?
You see so many. Sometimes I think the excitement whenever they do celebrate, I think they sometimes forget which celebration they want to do. But you have seen a couple of C's from Cristiano Ronaldo over the years.
Yep.
Probably the most iconic celebration to exist in world football today.
It's up there. We got a throw in here for Atlanta United Unified. It'll shift over, and Evans will take it. It seems as though they had a couple of drawn-up set pieces so far, as you already saw somebody come short on the corner there for the Five Stripes Unified side, seeing if they can mix things up. And there's instantly that high press as soon as you lose possession to try and keep it in that final third there. Stewart getting his first couple of touches of today. Eisworth with a lovely chested touch, and he'll carry it out wide to stretch the pitch a little bit. Cuts back inside, pass one, pass two. He's got a little bit of space, lays it off to Hairston. Ellis was there on the path. Couldn't quite get a boot to it to continue on. And here comes Stewart. Evans will play it straight into the middle. Toronto recovers.
Mr. Eisworth, the other all-star, along with Alex, who is his partner.
Toronto will work it up forward here. One-on-one against that Five Stripes. Tough, challenging right there already.
Mr. Gage Moeller.
Couple of fancy steps here from Toronto as they try and impose themselves a little bit more into the middle of the pitch and see if they can get some longer drawn-out possession. Look at Hairston, the work rate as well as he wins it back right into the path of Eisworth. Nice little drop of the shoulder, and he'll work it to the other side of the pitch. Here's Michelini. Got a couple of runners, pass one, pass two. And he'll continue to stretch play on. He'll chip it in towards that back post and towards Stewart.
And somebody used their head. You will have an indirect free kick.
Look at this.
This close to goal. I'm putting my money on the X-Man.
And right on cue as well. Here comes Xavier Hairston standing over it as he's taking a couple of orders from Eisworth as well. Let's see what they can work out. Of course, from this distance, Craig, this is a tricky set piece.
Always interesting. I always see these touch and hit. I always say just maybe hit it as hard as you can beforehand, but he's done it.
On cue, Hairston.
Top left corner. What a strike.
And what service as well from Eisworth. Just flicks it up to him. And here we see the first celebration of the day. What have we got going here? X-Man bringing everybody into the corner. We got a shine of the boot there. A China X-Mans as well. Here comes Everly to join in on the celebration, and that's the first one of the day. Lovely work set piece. 5 Stripes Unified are on top, 1-0, top left from the X-Men.
Not sure how much you owe me, Joe, but I did put my money on that one, huh?
Called it poetically.
What a strike, left-footed strike into the top left corner.
And, of course, every player knows that you got to run to the side of wherever the media team is as well. So he ran right to photographer Mitch Martin, Frank Martinez, Becca Fallon on the scene as well. All of this content you guys can get on Atlanta United's official channels. We want to say thank you so much for starting your morning off with some unified footy here as well. This is what the beautiful game is all about. And you got to say, that was a beautifully worked set piece to start it off.
7 minutes in, and you already have a goal. What a strike.
The X-Man has certainly had a nose for the goal over the years as well. He had a couple of class finishes against FC Dallas. And then, of course, on the road, it was certainly involved in a lot of chances against Austin FC Unified as well. Ball worked in there by Emma Sim, recovered by the Reds.
I am so intrigued to see their press, how quickly they get the ball back whenever they do lose it.
And here comes the assist man, Eisworth, who's able to rip possession back over. He's got Eberle stretching play and making that accompanying run. And here he finds the feet of Alex Eberle. Goes for pace, sees if he can get it in towards that final end line. And fizz some service around, still pestering Toronto as he tries to get possession back. Recovered once again by Eisworth. Switched into the middle. Here's Ellis trying to find the run of Stewart. Just couldn't thread it quite past that Toronto back line. Here's Evans, a couple of fancy flicks. We were talking about Brazilian-style footy. The 5 Stripes have been crafty with it so far.
They're taking me back to Johan Cruyff's 5-second mentality of winning the ball back every time they lose it.
Here comes Toronto. Good step here by the 5 Stripes, and Sim once again clinical there to clear it away. One-on-one with Eisworth, and he'll give it a big strike over the top to see if Eberle can get out onto it. He'll accompany it all the way towards that far touchline, and it went out. We'll go back in the other direction for the home side. First substitution window of the day. So far, Greg, what do you make of Marty Jellemy's side's play?
So well organized. I think you have Miss Sim and Mr. Gage Mueller who are in the back, just able to organize everything on both sides of the ball. But you have such lethal players like Mr. Liam, Mr. X-Man, and Mr. Eberle who are able to get down the pitch. Eisworth controlling the middle, spraying it out wide, finding space. But to see them do this well from the very get-go in the first 10 minutes of the game and be a goal up, I think that gives you a lot of confidence to get through the rest of the first half and hopefully throughout the rest of the game.
And you said it as well, coordinated celebrations. It seemed as though the team knew as soon as X-Man got that, run to the corner and shine off that boot. And we'll see what else comes as we've got plenty of time awaiting us here in the first half. We want to say thank you once again for starting your morning and waking up with 5 Stripes Unified footy, as we see a lovely job of shielding off the ball and trying to poke it in forward towards the feet of Eberle. Instead, they'll play another run through and towards that back line. D. Harden yet to be really challenged so far between the posts, and we'll see our first substitution window of the day for both sides, for the Toronto Reds as well as for the 5 Stripes. Some final indications, and we will see the first appearance today of Kelly Robinson, as well as it looks like our number 10, Luke Edwards, and the star of our next edition of Outside the Lines, presented by Atlanta United Unified. Some really powerful storytelling, and it's going to unfold right in front of our eyes here today.
I love it. Yeah, Mr. Edwards, who also has family here in Toronto. So cool to see these young men and women able to travel the world and travel to a different country and still see family and have family come support them. There's nothing better than that.
And we'll see Kelly Robinson make her way in towards that defensive zone as well. Looks like she's going to be set up at fullback, working the ball forward. And there's once again that unmarkable frame of Savion Brown as he just drops his shoulder, a little chop into the middle. Oh, great, the quality.
What great footwork to get down the line and still cut inside and keep the ball close to his feet. You do have a lot of pace within Mr. Edwards as well.
You see that already, the work rate of being able to track out of your central position to try and keep the ball in bounds.
We would say he wears the 10 for a reason.
They don't just hand that number out. You earn it for sure. Throwing for the Reds
One of the coolest things to see within this trip is the camaraderie and just the tightness that this group has. Whether it was spending some time at Medieval Times last night, building that camaraderie, or just traveling on the bus, you see the laughs and enjoyment that every kid has. The relationships that are created, that's the one thing that I do miss within playing. Those relationships, whenever you let go and hang up the boots, those relationships are the most missed.
What were some of the pregame meals of some of the players out there? They go for the big infamous turkey leg. Is that kind of the go-to there?
I think it's the chicken. It's a huge chicken breast that they give you along with the chicken leg.
And it's probably better for that heat. Able to keep up that work rate of the Jelemy system. As you see, 5 straps recovering possession quickly. Look at this, some triangle passing as well. Work it out towards that far touchline. Here's Eisworth once again. And they'll keep it in the back line.
Look at this movement between all of the players, switching, still having that triangle in place, as you mentioned, Joe.
Oh, beautifully done. Again, so keep possession with him and dart towards that touchline. We'll go back the other way for Toronto FC.
The sun is shining, but it is definitely a different heat than what we are used to in Atlanta. The zero humidity here in Toronto is probably helping these players quite a bit.
Something that doesn't quite do it justice as well, oftentimes on the broadcast. BMO Field being located right next to some beautiful water and harbors here as well. One of the more beautiful stays in terms of the itinerary of what you're able to do in an area.
Lake Ontario right next to you, the beautiful views within a stadium. There aren't too many stadiums in the league that you get this type of view.
Here comes Toronto FC Unified. Lovely step there to be able to deflect that shot out there from Tanner Postel, who makes his first appearance out there today. The big man who rounds out that back line, a Virgil van Dijk-like presence, if you will, of physicality and being able to use his frame.
He does wear the number 4.
That's right. And look at that. Eberle will win the ball back. It looks as though they're trying to play advantage, but in the end, they'll call a foul. We'll go with Toronto FC with a set piece here, knocking on the final third and seeing if they can hone in that service and try and get a shot on net. Here's D. Harden starts to give some orders to his back line.
Mr. Alex Eberle, probably one of the most energetic players you will find on and off the field. But his work rate has really impressed me.
And brilliantly done there by D. Harden as well, as it goes all the way into his hands. And we'll take a look here. It looks as though we were unsure about what kind of contact was made here by Atlanta United Unified, if there was shoulder, if there was a little bit of arm that was used there. So we're seeing a discussion here with Tanner Postel at midfield. Keeper D. Harden has come off his line as well.
From our point of view, it did look like he used his chest there, but it's a difficult one for the referee to see being behind him.
And this, once again, of course, in this area of the field, as we've got some different sizes here.
Where's VAR when you need it?
That's right. It looks as though this is going to be, once again, another indirect free kick, but this time from an even closer range. As you see D. Harden, one thing is getting your wall organized. Another thing is having nearly your entire 11 back there with you while also being able to see.
Except one. Alex Eberle has decided to stay out of this one.
If there's one man you need to be able
There
to
he
bounce
goes,
onto
there
the
he
counter,
goes.
he does find his way. And there's the strike, and it finishes up into the middle. That was about the only way that you could have gone. But Toronto FC Unified finds themselves on the board at home. We've got a good one.
2 left foot finishes. Very similar goals. He roofed that one. I'll say X-Man's was much better placed, but that one was just full power into the roof of the goal.
And right on cue, we're going to take a quick water break here for that first half, as you see some more discussion had with the head official in this one. So, of course, 1-to-1, nearly identical scenarios, of course, from 2 set pieces like that, indirect in a very difficult position. Really, for that, there's only one way you can go to be able to finish it on net, and both sides managed to do it.
You have to control the controllables. You can never control the referee's decisions, whether they're good ones or bad ones, right? Everybody makes mistakes, but you got to find a way to turn the page as quickly as possible and move on to the next play.
When you think of, Greg, fan bases and in terms of the 17s and how much passion truly fuels them, it's one thing to see an incredible turnout in your own city for Unified after a match, staying later, having custom chants for these guys, but also to travel internationally and to see that much red and black down there in the stands as well. It just goes to show how much this club means to these families and to the greater good of the game.
Honestly, I think there might be more red and black than there is red in the stands, which is such a beautiful sight to see.
Lena Saul as well, of course, she is a bit of everything. She does some producing for us in a lot of these video segments that we do. She's the team mom in scenarios like this, making sure that everybody's fed, everybody's taken care of and accounted for. There's no job description that she could put on her LinkedIn that would be able to justify what she does for this team.
I don't think anything that you can say will do it justice into the amount of work that she puts in and everything that she does. She is a very special and unique person that allows so many opportunities to be created for each of these young men and women.
One of the coolest days of the year as well for Unified is always Unified Signing Day. And over the years, I can think back to when I was fortunate enough to start with this club back in 2023, and we were at Park Tavern at Piedmont Park. And now to think about it with the full LED wall production of Signing Day, the walkouts, this has been only climbing in terms of production level, in terms of investment, manpower on behalf of the club, and it's fantastic to see.
I think that's the first day I met you.
I think so too. That was my first day on the job, pretty much. It's crazy to think about.
I love it. I think I met my match in terms of who had a better Johnny Bravo chin.
That's right. I think you did call me Captain America that day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Ever since. We see some final orders here from Coach Marco getting out there with Savion Brown as well. And X-Man is also out there too. So that's a pretty potent attacking lineup for the Five Stripes. Of course, you see Liam Stewart is also out there still, trying to get a little bit more service into his boots today.
Let's see if they can keep that momentum going. You know, it's always tough to get scored on, but if you can find a way to focus on the next play, they did have a lot of momentum going forward, Atlanta United.
Such a good start for the Five Stripes and the Reds as well to be able to respond like that from head coach Sebastian Dioinco, to be able to get a little set piece action in there too. So the Five Stripes will be able to kick us off for the next part of this first half here. And it looks like Lena Saul has actually joined them on the touchline right there. Let's see if she's given some orders to this.
Sure is. She wears many different hats. Her instructions definitely controlling the personalities of every single one of them.
So out from the back, the Five Stripes will play. They've been a lot more consistently playing down this left flank as well, as you see Eisworth making his way forward. Trying to make himself known with a run there.
I would too. It's shaded.
Try and stay on that side if you can. The Reds will take back possession. Intricate dribbling here as they continue to move forward. It looked like Savion Brown had dropped himself back. Postel looking to get a step in there. There's Eisworth, the all-star once again. And Savion Brown, look at this filthy footwork. He plays it into the run there of the X-Man Hairston. Just couldn't find him, a bit too much on the ball there, but that's lovely work stuff. Here's Brown again.
I'm not sure what lingo you would use these days because I feel like we're just getting older as every day passes, but he is a saucy player.
And how about this service into that front post as well? Savion Brown, I'm not sure exactly what position he's been told to play out there, but he's covering a bit of everything. Tracking back. Postel with a nice little run over the ball. Here's Harden, and they'll scoop it up into his mitts. I don't know if he had a touch available for himself there. And
That's
it looks
unfortunate. I think he got the pass back from Mr. Postel and saw that he had some pressure coming and just maybe reacted rather than proactively think about getting it out of his feet, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. Another indirect free kick.
Another indirect. It looks like all the Five Stripes are making their way towards that back line once again. And now you know they've gone straight down the middle. It's almost like taking a PK. They've gone down the middle for this one.
I tried to mention even before X-Man had that absolute banger, but it's always interesting to see what indirect free kick you actually choose to pick. Because if you really think about it, it just has to touch someone to go into the goal. I've never been a fan of touching it and then shooting it, having somebody else shoot it. I've always been a fan of just kicking it and having the hope and faith that it just deflects off someone. But we did a really good job there pressing that one and getting it out of the box.
And here we come, former Unified All-Star Liam Stewart as well, getting some of his first touches right there. Brilliantly done to kick it into gear. Here's Eisworth threading it back towards Hairston. Oh, it's saved there nicely by Toronto FC Unified. That is service with a capital S right there.
What a fantastic service from Mr. Eisworth. And, man, he is going to be thinking about that one.
We'll see another substitution window coming up here. It looks like Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo might be coming on. 42. Anthony Hernandez is going to be making his way on. He's given some orders as well here. It looks like Liam Stewart is coming off. Eisworth coming off as well. So one of the All-Stars will be making their way.
If you need any cologne suggestions, just ask Mr. Anthony Hernandez. Every time I see him, I have to ask him what he's wearing. I think he owns more cologne bottles than I do.
Oof. Which is not easy, by the way. You are smelling good, too.
I call him the David Beckham of the Unified team. That's the myth that there's only one player in this world that whenever they finished a game, their jersey still smelled like when they first put it on.
Anthony, of course, made his way over here in some baby blue Adidas as well. He's always got some good reggaeton on tap that he's listening to. A big Fade fan, Carlo G. As we see Hairston continues to keep it in. A nice lofted ball into the middle there. Can the Five Stripes get a boot onto it?
Oh, man.
We'll go back the other way. It looked like contact was made with an arm there.
Anthony's suggestion as the DJ in the locker room was definitely Bad Bunny.
Oof. Tough to compete with that. Possession regained here by the Five Stripes. Can Hairston get his boot onto it? Brown was able to. Recovered by the home side. They'll thread it out wide. Hernandez making his first influence on the game there. Stephen Russell's going to be filling out that right back position there, and you've still got Postel in the back, big verge, if you will, and then Eberle out there in that left back position. Here's Brown. Wins it back. Nice little feint there, and they'll thread it in through, seeing if they can get onto it, and in the end, it's been a lot of aerial service that's been able to get in there, but keeping it on the carpet has been tough so far.
I'm still so intrigued to see their intensity after they lose the ball.
And so far in the first half after that water break, too, it looks like the tank is still pretty full.
About 7 minutes left of this first half, and they have continued with that same exact intensity from the very get-go of the game. I think Coach Marty has done very well with his substitutes to keep that energy high.
The Reds will play out from the back. Here comes Hernandez, of course, trying to become a part of that high press. It looks like Russell nicely done to step in there and try and win back possession. Brown himself will take the throw in for the 404. Touchdown by Bartlett.
The ball has been in the defensive half of Toronto this first half, so hopefully it can continue there within the second.
Savion Brown trying to make a fizzing service there into the area.
The speed this young man has.
Unbelievable athlete. To be able to shield the ball like that as well, show off a little bit of physicality. He'll go short to Bartlett. Into the middle for Michelini, who's got crafty feet as well. Look at this pace. Travella, what a finish!
He's done it. Here's the celebration.
Bailalo Rocky. Atlanta United Unified back on the board. 2-1. They retake the lead with a caress of the outside of the boot. The Five Stripes surprise here late on in the first half.
I am not a TikToker, so I do not know this celebration, but they were practicing it in the locker room, I'll tell you that.
And that's brilliantly done there to be able to make a response as soon as you get the platoon swap there of a substitution.
Miss Sim coming back in for Gage Moeller. Two great leaders and partners to have.
Emma Sim as well reminds me a lot of Lisandro Martinez on Manchester United. Maybe not the tallest center back in the world, but with her feet, her instinctive play, and knowing when to go in for a challenge, nobody gets past her.
So calm. Speaking of it.
Right on cue. Standing challenge done. Here's Eberle, who will try and clear it away. And the Five Stripes are away now as well. Hairston's going to try and redirect his run. They find his boots as well. He'll go for the strike. Oh, just wide of that far right post.
So close. What great build-up play, and especially right after winning the ball. Thinking about going forward rather than anything else.
And that's what Unified's all about right there. Edwards coming over to him as well to console him there and congratulate him for a good opportunity. Head coach Marty Jelmy is waving somebody over here. Looks like Luke Edwards will make his way. And on comes Alex Evans as well. So the tactician here, they're trying to work in some formational intricacies here and see if they can get yet another one to build a little bit of a brace pad here as we go into halftime.
A few minutes left to keep this lead.
Sticking in the body there, Toronto FC Unified. It'll be struck down, and here comes Postel Making a nice challenge, putting it in gear as well, but he's caught off here as they'll fizz it in towards the middle. D. Harden, brilliantly done. He hasn't had too many opportunities to be challenged so far today. That was so nicely timed to come off his line.
I think that was the first time he had the ball in his glove, so it's great to see that confidence even after not touching the ball for the first 26 minutes of the game.
Michelin trying to find the run of Bartlett. Reds will win it back. And look at this, just a crashing press. You never know what five stripe is going to come up onto you. Here's Savion Brown as well.
Not the guy to lose it to.
Young Isak takes a touch. He'll take the strike. It'll stay on the carpet and go out wide. Just got away from him a little bit.
Does very well to win the initial ball and to take that space forward.
And the Reds are going to do a quick substitution swap here. As you see, their number 10 is going to make their way onto the field. They're trying to sniff out some goals here. See if they can climb back into this one as well. It's been a very even contest so far. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first half. Again, thank you so much for joining us on this Atlanta United Unified stream. Joe Freihofer and Greg Garza with you, Atlanta United legend. This has been presented by Gallagher so far. Emma Sim once again brilliantly timing her run to come off. Played into the feet of Evans. Look at this. Gets past one. He's onto his unfavored boot out there on that left flank. But what he does have is the shade. And like you said, Greg, that's saving you some fitness out there right now.
I would love this first half. I would not be too happy in the second one.
Bartlett into the middle. Tried to find the run of the X-Man as he shielded off two center backs at once. The 404 doing a nice job of maintaining possession here, and they'll come out and not make anything easy for the Reds. A very high line here as well defensively. Let's see if Toronto tries to take advantage of it. Russell will crash in with the help of Postel. That'll loop its way towards that front post. D. Harden had it covered. It'll be out for a corner for the Reds to try and wrap it up positively and see if they can get a response here.
Russell doing a great job to have that cross be more towards the in line rather than cutting back in the inside of the box. And D with some big hands again to put it out for a corner.
It's been mostly all set piece action so far. We see yet another one here as he tries to find the perfect blade of grass to get it propped up. And in-come service. It's a floating ball right into the heart of the area. Found the boot of a Red player. Evans does a nice job to shield off his opponent as it trickles out. And what do we have here? It'll stay down in this lower end for another corner for Toronto.
Evans and Xavier deceitfully blazing fast, both of these young players.
So yet another corner for the Reds here as we approach. It's just under 30 seconds to go here in this first half. No added time as well. The 1-2 layoff here, and it'll go right into the boot of Evans. Look at this blistering pace again, like you said, Greg. Shields one. Spins around him as well. See if he can get a service in here before that final whistle blows.
He sure does.
Into the middle here. Savion Brown thought about a first-time strike on the volley. Toronto goes back the other way. Stepped in nicely by Russell. That'll go out as we hit the half-hour mark here on this first half. And that'll do it for our first half here between Atlanta United Unified and Toronto. Or will it? Looks like we might go with a little bit of added time after all.
Still allowing a sub, so that means he must have some added time. It's from all those headers inside the box.
Free kick for Atlanta United Unified.
It is so cool to be up here and see Giovinco giving some instruction to some of these Unified players down below on the Toronto FC side. Someone with so much knowledge, so much experience within the game, but still able to provide fantastic information and still be involved. Pretty cool to see. A lot of respect.
Brilliant player in his day as well. Look at that, a little back heel service into the feet of Anthony Hernandez. They were able to get a shot on goal there, but it's cleared away.
Can we get one here before the half ends?
And right on cue, Greg. Here comes Alex Evans crashing down in towards that end line. It'll go out of bounds. We've got a corner.
You must have a lot of added time because I don't know if I would allow that corner to be played.
We'll roll right on. If you're head coach Marty Jelmy, you'll certainly take it as the Five Stripes trying to continue to build their gap that they've got right now on the road. The first unified side in the history of the league to travel internationally. And they're up right now on the home side as it looks like everybody's starting to pack the box right now You do have a bit of a safer back line right there of Sim, Postel, and Russell all at home right now. Savion Brown is in there. They'll go short to Michelini. Oh, lovely heel chop back into Bartlett. He'll keep it in, go low onto that front first post there. It deflects out of bounds yet again. And we have a goal kick for Toronto.
Coach Marco and I speaking before the game, just really thinking out loud. I really hope these players understand the opportunity that they have to play in such beautiful stadiums all around the league. Such unique opportunities. Like I mentioned before the game started, moments and memories that will most definitely last a lifetime, whether you are graduating Unified and uneligible or ineligible because of age, but such awesome opportunities.
Postel shields the ball off, and then that will be a goal kick for D. Harden and Atlanta United Unified. We'll play out from the back here. Here's Russell. Recovered by Toronto. Hernandez will crash in with a little bit of a press, and here's Savion Brown once again, as well as Russell. Everybody making their way forward. Oh, it goes past the feet of Harden. Is he able to keep it out of his net? He does. Play still in. Can he keep it off his line? No, Toronto crashes and gets a finish there. The Five Stripes trying to play out of the back there, and they couldn't keep it off the end line.
Oh, man.
Level game.
Here comes the leadership within Mr. Postel to console Mr. D. I think Mr. D thought from the initial one that he had before that he could not pick it up, but unfortunate, it happens.
And we'll make our way into halftime now. Of course, it'll be a 10-minute halftime, and it is deadlocked here as Atlanta United Unified across the Canadian border. We've got 2-2 between them and Toronto FC Unified as well. It's head coach Marty Jelemy taking on Sebastian Giovinco. There's going to be some big chats here at halftime as well. Greg, what are your thoughts on what you've seen through this first half?
The momentum that Atlanta United has of getting forward and winning these counterattack plays and just thinking about going straight to goal, I think has been extremely influential from every single player on the field. But then you have what I always say, the game of soccer is a game of mistakes. It is a game of mistakes. It's not about the mistakes that you make, it's about how you react from them. So unfortunate, 2 mistakes from our goalkeeper, Mr. D, but you know what, to see the leadership around him to pick him up, and I'm sure he still has a good head on his shoulders right now. I think the momentum going forward, they can still definitely pull off the W here. You now have all the coaches, Miss Lena probably controlling personalities and helping emotions right now, but let's look for a strong second half from this unified Atlanta United team.
That's Greg Garza. I'm Joe Fryhofer. We'll be back with you 17s in about 8.5 minutes. It's halftime from Toronto, Canada, between Atlanta United Unified and Toronto FC Unified. See you in a bit.
People with disabilities, they have advantages. Neurotypical people also have advantages as well. There's some people out there that say that people with disabilities can't do this, they can't do that, but we're proving them wrong right now.
From this little boy, she would just make sounds, you know, the airplane when it went by, and the first speech therapist that we had, he was convinced he would never do anything, and that was the worst day of my entire week, the Wednesday. I was the worst mom, because when she brought him back to me, she said he wouldn't do anything for her, and that he doesn't talk, and he was never going to talk. And that was just, to see him now like this is amazing to me. And there was one time we had another dog, and she got really sick. And we were in and out the hospital, and the kids were quite young at the time seeing her. And he looked at me after she'd been there for a day and a half, and he said to me, she doesn't want to be here anymore. And we had to put her down like 2 days later. And I realized at that point that he just sees things a little bit differently than we do. And it's just a question of what it is he sees and how he tries to communicate it to us about what he's seeing, feeling, hearing, whatever that is. And he does a really great job, and he's definitely gotten more articulate over the years with how he feels. It's such an amazing experience for him to get to travel with the team and learn new skills and be in places and be uncomfortable, but be comfortable with being uncomfortable and learning and growing. So it's been amazing to watch him.
Mama, you have a very nice trip. Austin.
Where are we headed?
All right, we're heading over to pick up Kelly right now, and after that, we're on our way to the airport.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Kelly. Kelly, who's more competitive, you or Liam, do you think?
Me.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, you two, be good. Be there, okay?
Oh, it's life-changing. It's really cool that I just get to do the stuff that my sisters got to do. My sisters, they play soccer that influenced me to do soccer, and it just went on from there. And Atlanta United invited us to play friendly matches with their unified team, and basically they recruited me and some other players too. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got involved.
It's this weird thing though, when they're younger, you don't know that potential. Like, you get that diagnosis, and for us, you have to remember that they're not any different the day before than they were the day after that diagnosis. But it changes these expectations that you never knew that you had for them. Like, you didn't realize that you expected them to drive a car and graduate from high school and go to college and get married. And then all of a sudden those are potentially taken away and you have no idea what they're capable of. And we've had some really amazing people and opportunities. And I mean, Atlanta United is absolutely one of them. We're not gonna get to do this forever. Like, at some point they're all gonna retire and I'm gonna have to find something to do with my life. And so I love watching him play. He gets the game face on. You know, sometimes it's mad face. Like, there have been a few times it's been the mad face, but yes. Game face on, and I love the focus and the concentration and the effort and, you know, everything that he's putting in to do as well as he can on the pitch that day. It's the confidence that they get from playing with partners and other kids with disabilities. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the same or different disabilities. They're just all on the pitch playing together, which is the most important part.
I'm very lucky that I get to be a part of it, because you never know where the dream will take you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to BMO Field here in Toronto, Canada. Joe Freihofer alongside Greg Garza. We have got un partidazo. It's 2-2 between Atlanta United Unified and Toronto FC Unified. A couple of set-piece golazos, and it's been impressive level from both sides as we find ourselves level here heading into the second half. Greg, if you're head coach Marty Jelemy, what kind of message would you deliver to the Five Stripes for what remains of this matchup?
I don't think there's much to be said. I think the momentum that they had going forward, the organization that they had in the back, everything that they've done in the first half has been quite good. I'd like to see maybe just a little bit more of wide play and get it central within the second half. I think that's where, if you see that second goal coming from out wide, coming inside and then finding the back of the net, maybe the only message is to not head the ball inside the box or pick up the ball inside the box to where you give some pretty easy chances for them. So we'll see how they do, but no really big changes. I think they have some good momentum going into this second half.
And like you said, Unified all about the camaraderie and the positivity as well. It was beautiful to see some arm-in-arm moments there, especially with D. Harden and a lot of the guys. Edwards talking with Hairston on a couple of close chances. At the end of the day, it's about the family that these guys have created and the togetherness that has been only grown throughout so many years of playing together in this outstanding program.
How can you be positive within the negatives? That's what the game is all about.
And here come the Reds of Toronto FC Unified, led by Sebastian Giovinco, as we see a couple of family members have made their way down to the lower stands here. And of course, Lena Saul dapping everybody up, getting them ready for the second half. There she is with Anthony, with Luke as well. And it's just a family. That's what it is. That's what Atlanta United is. We love to say the Five Stripes family. We want to give a massive shout out to every last 17 that's starting their doubleheader day with us there in the chat as well. Let us know what you think of the broadcast. Let us know as we see we've got, poetically, 1,700 17s watching us here on this stream. None of it would be possible without our outstanding partner in Gallagher. Thank you so much for what you do to build up this unified program and make sure that we're always trying to give back to the beautiful game that gives back so much to us, to these families, to these players, both partners and athletes as well, as we get set for what is going to be another half hour of footy here between these two sides. Of course, we'll have a water break at the 15-minute mark, and then, of course, we do know there's a little bit of added time at the end of this as well, depending on what happens. So it's deadlock now. Everything to play for in the second half.
Referees still trying to figure out when they want to start this second half, but there we go. There's the whistle.
When you think back to your playing days, Greg, where was the height of jitters for you? Was it right during the anthem? Was it that first splash of water down your back as you take to the pitch? What was it for you?
I think it was probably the walk into the stadium. I think most players usually enter their flow state whenever you, the superstition flow states of getting everything ready and just really dialed in and locked in and really in the zone whenever you're on the field. You don't really hear anything. Everything's pretty tuned out whenever you're about to start any game that you play. It's always interesting to see fans be like, hey, did you see me in section 220 or section 130, and hear me saying your name, and you're like, I have absolutely zero clue where you were or what you said.
Is there anything you did as a player as well to ground yourself, or any pre-match habits that were always there?
You're talking to probably one of the most superstitious players there might be. I believe the national team even did a superstitious set on me at one point in time to figure out what my hops were for going on to the field, how many hops I did.
Oh, my goodness.
What prayer I may have said but right before the kickoff started. Goodness gracious. So many different superstitious moments.
And we see a couple of comments coming in from the 17s as well. We want to say good morning to you, Sebastian. Thank you so much for joining us, and all of you other 17s. 1,700 of you guys joining us here this morning from BMO Field in Toronto, Canada. We love you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Senorita Cardona says she's very happy and she cannot believe that she's watching the stream. We miss you, Camila. Let's see what can happen here in this second half. As we get set, our head officials getting ready here. Vamos Unified, we see there in the chat as well. And we'll get underway here. Deadlocked. Everything to play for. One more half hour. Here comes the X-Man, Xavier Hairston, right away, blazing with that press.
Man,
too much
so
body
close.
there, but my goodness, what a chance that could have been.
So close within the first seconds of the game, Mr. X-Man.
Lovely ball taken by the insole there as Eisworth uses his pace and physicality, goes past two, down towards the byline. He's got the run of Ellis into the middle, strikes it, but couldn't get it past the Reds' back line. Lovely feet here from the 404. They'll lose possession in the end, but how quickly does this side bounce back onto the ball?
It has been so awesome to see their intensity within those first 5 seconds of losing the ball.
And here's Evans.
You and I might be able to count those 5 seconds. I love that rule, the 5-second rule, not the one where you're dropping your chicken nugget and you got to eat it before 5 seconds on the floor. It's a different mentality whenever you're playing the beautiful game. Can you win the ball back within 5 seconds after losing it or after a dead ball?
And look at the outstanding communication from Liam Stewart as well, making sure he keeps his distance between his markers. Here's Hairston, lays it off for Ellis, who went for the strike. Just couldn't quite get the contact he wanted onto it. But look at this tracking back onto the ball. This is brilliant to start this second half for the Five Stripes. Eberle tried to play it long into the area. He'll end up getting back onto it. Sees if he can thread the ball through the feet there of a Red defender. It'll stay with the Five Stripes.
Look at that sportsmanship after that play as well, Mr. Eberle.
And in the end, they'll flip the call, so we'll go the other way for the Reds, the home side here.
That is the coolest thing to see within all of these players, the sportsmanship and the leadership that they have in every single play.
Beautiful as well to be able to see the relationship that's built with you guys over the years, too. So on behalf of every 17 that's on the call, thanks, Greg, for what you do, for taking the time this morning, getting up early with us as we had our coffees and made our walk over in beautiful Toronto. Nothing we'd rather do.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
Working the set piece here. It'll be a throw for the Reds. Getting the boot in there. Here come the Five Stripes back the other way, trying to thread that run once again of Xavier Hairston. The X-Man has been so active in this match. Flying clearance there from Evans, but couldn't quite make contact on it with his boot. As you see some more accompanying help there deep into the middle. Shot just wide of that left post right there. D. Harden once again. The big fella had it covered.
It sure did look like he had it covered, but what a great strike.
A match that's had a bit of everything so far as well. Of course, you had a couple of set piece goals, and the officiating crews had to step in a couple of times as well this morning on some difficult calls.
D did very well with his footwork to have that spot covered. What a massive kick from Mr. Gage Moeller.
Long kick over the top into the feet of McElhinney. It'll be off of Toronto last, so Atlanta United Unified will get their first corner of the second half here. As you see Coach Marco giving some orders here into Alex Eberle, telling him to squeeze inside and be able to be ready there for a deflected ball onto that second post.
Looks to me that we might be a little bit more direct in this second half, and that may have been the messaging from Coach Marty and Coach Marco.
Yep. Two hands up. Here's the service deep into the area. It'll be an outswinger, and it looks like it had too much swing onto it. Went over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Toronto FC Unified.
Mr. Eisworth looks to me like the set piece specialist. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one to curl and outswing where he wanted it to, but I'm sure there'll be some more chances within this game later on.
And here's Eberle, who's making his presence known, as well as the Five Stripes just shield the ball and look to work it forward. A bit too much body there from the Reds. It'll be a free kick for Atlanta United Unified.
The work rate from every single player to cover each other has been fantastic to see.
Beautiful feet, and they'll find Alex Eberle there as well. So he continues his run on, wins that second ball. Takes a bit of a challenge out of bounds, no call there, and it'll go the other way for Toronto FC Unified. A throw there on that near sideline as we take in the beautiful view here from up top. Once again, Joe Freihofer and Greg Garza joining U17s and everybody who's taking in this awesome unified matchup here, 2-2, as we make our way into the second half. Just couldn't get around the pressure there, but
He'll take the foul.
they certainly will. Set piece here right next to the coaching staff, so don't have to yell too loud to get your orders in here for this.
Mr. Eisworth, here he is, free kick specialist.
Of course, a unified all-star for this year. He's studying finance at the University of Georgia. An outstanding young man.
And rocking the low socks.
Always. He'll float it into the middle. Trying to find Michelini there. It was Hairston as well, who just couldn't get his boot onto it, but recovered nearly by the Five Stripes as they backtrack onto it. D. Harden comes off of his line to be able to be available for the back pass. They'll dribble brilliantly out of pressure and be able to make their way forward.
Now, I have seen Gage play for his club in Atlanta, a rising senior this year. Someone who is not afraid to go into any tackle. I think he does have to hold himself back just a little bit when he is representing Atlanta United Unified, but someone who is lethal.
And it looks as though we might have some substitutions pending here as we will retake the goal kick. And it looks as though Bartlett and Hernandez are going to be coming on. Off comes Ellis.
And Mr. Russell. It's like three coming in all at once. Mr. Smellgood Hernandez. Hopefully he can get a left-footed strike in there.
And on he comes, the signature touch of the grass.
There it is. We got a lot more things in common than we think.
That's
Mr.
right.
Anthony Hernandez.
That's right. Who knows? He might have a Garza poster right next to his Ronaldo poster in his room. You never know.
I just need his cologne list.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. Here's a throw in for the Reds in that shady side here as we make our way into the second half. Of course, deadlocked right now, 2-2 between Atlanta United Unified and the Reds.
Great job in recovering.
Evans has been doing a great job of going end-to-end, showing off that work rate as well, and being crucial defensively. Everybody is taking the liberty and making sure that they're involved on end-to-end action here so far.
Seems like he asked Coach Marty if he could stay in that shade for the second half.
So here's a Toronto corner.
D making himself big. I love it.
They're able to find possession in the heart of the area, but there's Sim who steps off of her line and then calmly into the back line of Atlanta United. Here comes Hairston, trying to get into full gallop and see if he can take an arid touch, and there right on cue, he gets it back. X-Man continuing to plow his way towards the back line. Here's Hernandez on the accompanying press as well, and it worked brilliantly. Five Stripes Unified will now go on to the attack. Here's Eisworth, who will take the throw in quickly. He'll work it in towards Bartlett, beautifully chested down as he makes the accompanying run as well. Eisworth, the 1-2 between him and Bartlett. Beautiful combination play from the two of them. Not lacking chemistry, even though Bartlett just came on just a few moments ago. He'll loosen play up towards the Five Stripes back line as they absorb pressure and then thread it through once again. Eisworth, lovely job scanning as well.
Great build-up play. The patience. There's that 5-second rule.
That one felt like about 2 seconds if we're being generous. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United Unified. It certainly seems like the chat at halftime was be more direct. And instead of letting up on the press, it seems like they even dialed up the pressure a little bit more.
It's awesome to see. X-Man, the gentle giant of the team, I call that young man. An
Bartlett.
Absolute unit, but someone who is very, very, very soft-spoken. Has a big heart, you can tell.
Everybody getting situated here, and once again, we thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from, where you're from this morning, as we see Eisworth trying to lay it off and keep it on the carpet into the feet there of Hairston. Once again, X-Man has had brilliant positioning so far in this match.
That cutback cross from Eisworth looked like it was going to be a good one.
And this will be a goal kick for Toronto, the home side here, as it looked as though took a couple of tricky bounces and deflections there in towards the end. Wasn't able to get a touch onto it. Evans there on that first defensive clearance attempt, but he's still out there, and he gets possession now onto his boots as he tried to pry his way forward through the Reds. It's a through ball one-on-one here with D. Harden. Flag comes up, and Harden was making himself big. That's brilliantly done there as well to sharpen the angle a little bit, come off your line, and see if you can use your big presence to make it difficult on that finish.
Little offsides trap there by Mr. Gage Moeller and Miss Sim.
And it'll be a set piece for the Five Stripes back line. Chip it over the top. Hairston's over there, as well as Bartlett. He just lets it trickle off of his chest into the run there of Hernandez. Couldn't quite get himself oriented to get onto it. Iceworth tried to thread it through for Stewart.
What a great look.
Great look, great run there by Liam as well.
There goes Gage.
And Moeller going to ground there to see if he can keep possession away. It'll be deflected. What a save by D. Harden as he just kisses it off of crossbar, and they're able to keep it out. That is a world-class save from Big D. Harden back there.
Are you kidding me? What a save. He's still got to stay engaged because the next cross is coming in, but what a miraculous save.
Just a crucial deflection there from the Five Stripes defense, and then Harden still able to get his mitts onto it. We're going to want to run that one back. Here's Iceworth, who melts through pressure and tries to find the boot once again of Stewart.
What a touch from Liam Stewart there.
Able to play it back, and now a threading, looping ball over the top into Anthony Hernandez, who will run onto it here in the corner. He's kept it in. Oh, that's cheeky. That is cheeky. Not only does he smell good, but he plays good as well. The 1-2 for the X-Man. Cuts inside, and they lose possession in the end. Back to Moeller.
Mr. Anthony Hernandez definitely goes by that role. Look good, smell good, play good.
A little bit too much grabbing and tugging here, so it'll be a free kick for Atlanta United Unified. Evans will be the one to take it. Off comes Sim, and on comes that man who's been quite unmarkable so far in this one. Savion Brown will make his way onto the pitch. He's got a lot of pace and a lot of imbalance, as we see Postel making his way in towards the back line. Big Verge makes his way back onto the field.
Xavier nonchalantly walks onto the field, but someone who has so much athleticism within his frame.
And in terms of work rate as well, remarkable the way he tracked up and down the pitch. Here's a lovely run for the Five Stripes. Threaded ball into the middle. Hairston was there. Savion Brown.
What a finish.
Near post. Clinical from the number 9.
What has he got up his sleeve for this one?
Let's see this one.
Oh, this is a new one.
We can't keep up at this point.
I'm not sure if I'm a TikToker like you, Joe, but I don't know any of these celebrations.
What we do know is they went right to the media team in the corner once again. Stay tuned on Atlanta United social channels for all the content and coverage as Atlanta United Unified takes control once again. Savion Brown,
Look at his
upper
work
90.
rate.
And he's going again as if he just didn't get a finish. Chip ball over the top.
He's hungry for more, Mr. Xavier.
Nearly on target there as well. So as things stand right now, 3-2 to the Five Stripes Unified side, as we are 13 minutes deep here into this second half. From Toronto, Canada, Atlanta United Unified right now set to make history in 2 different ways. Not only are they the first team to travel internationally, look at the heel chop as well.
That's the
Great.
second
Should we
one
just
of the
set the
day.
headphones down and walk out?
Sheesh.
This is unbelievable.
Drop the mic.
Evans.
You have a lot of creativity on this team. It's awesome to see.
Iceworth into Bartlett. Look at that spin and touch as well. Onto that far post to the X-Man. Couldn't quite get to it. Hernandez couldn't get there either. Always a difficult finish when it comes in deflecting like that, and took a couple of challenging bounces.
I feel like I need to put the mic down and maybe go coach a little bit. Maybe get my coaching license. I said in the second half we need to get the ball out wide and start spraying in some.
That's right.
Some crosses. The first goal comes from out wide, and you now have another chance from out wide.
You've been poetic so far. The number 10 for the 404, it's Luke Edwards making his way back onto the field in front of countless family and friends that he's got. And, of course, you, the 17s, can stay tuned for an awesome Outside the Lines of Atlanta United Unified as we continue to storytell these marvelous souls that make up this team here and find out about Luke's roots in the playing game, a bit of his family story as well. Long throw in over the top right into the feet of Savion Brown with a magnet touch as he works his way into the middle. Couldn't quite get the cutback, but look at Eisworth right on time with a tidy spin.
Great footwork.
He doesn't just study finance. He is a certified baller as well. Look at the run there. Took a deflection. It'll be a corner. 5 stripes are flying in this second half now.
That momentum going forward of just thinking, just going straight to goal. Looks like Miss Kelly will come into play. Mr. Russell coming to get a break really quick. Miss Kelly taking on that fullback role again.
Outstanding defender as well. Kelly Robinson never afraid of going in for a crashing challenge as well either. She's got a lot of physicality.
Here's the water break.
So far, Atlanta United Unified has come out flying from that second half. And again, what a finish by Savion Brown. He's always had goals up his sleeve, and he gets a crucial one there to give him the lead. What do you make of their style of play and how they've come out for the second half?
I think that direct play has really favored them in this second half to just really push forward. You have Gage sending in some long balls over top, finding the wide plays, and what a great ball from Mr. Bartlett into. You had Xavier there as well, Mr. X-Man, and Xavion to follow up the play with what a fantastic left-footed finish. I think he'd been on the field for maybe less than 10 seconds.
Not even.
Like I said, nonchalantly walked on and was able to make an impact within seconds.
Let us know in the chat as well what you guys make of the match so far. If you've got any questions for Greg, your favorite unified moment, we'd love to interact with you guys as well. And we thank you so much for taking the time to jump on with us.
It does look like this heat might get to them just a little bit more in this last 15 minutes within this second half. So hopefully they can battle it out. The game is much more upstairs than in the feet. How can they battle this out within the mindset that they carry and the leadership qualities that they have on the field?
We got a comment here from Amy Anna Marie, Greg, who says, Coach Garza works for us, doing a bit of commentating and coaching up here as well.
Telepathically speaking through these young men and women.
We've got another one from John Nelson as well. Nelly, hope you're doing well. Thanks for waking up with us. He says, Mama, there goes that man again. Talking about Savion Brown and his roofed finish. Number 9 has been infamous for finding the goal sheet over the years. Scott says, let's go United. Let's show them how we play at North Fulton United. Of course, a really cool full circle tie here as well of head coach Marty Jellem. He doesn't just do this with Atlanta United Unified. He's also got a separate Special Olympics side of North Fulton United, which is how Liam Stewart came to actually join Atlanta United Unified as well. He'd been playing with Coach Marty and was told you should come try out for the club, and it's been a beautiful story ever since.
I believe most of these players who joined Coach Marty in North Fulton United, not just Liam, I do believe there are a few players that join him.
Mark said, let's go X-Man. 5 takes on the 5 stripes. Says, really great job on the call, guys. Love to see so many watching and supporting. It's awesome to hear from all of you guys, and thank you for what you do for Atlanta United and for being a 17. We could not ask any more of this outstanding fan base and being able to call Atlanta United home, that's for sure.
I'm so glad to be a part of it and to see how much support this club and organization has all around. You know, you're so focused whenever you play, but you don't really get to see it. But once you retire, you are thankful and grateful for all the people who are sometimes on the outskirts, the unsung heroes of the whole entire organization. That's what makes this organization so amazing.
And right on cue, there goes that man once again, Eisworth. He'll blaze service into the middle. Hairston
He's done it.
Finishes. X-Man once again on the score sheet. Roofed his first one, and he slots it home coolly for the second one.
No celebration for this one. It might be a little bit too hot for him on this one.
Which at this point, it almost feels weird that there's no celebration. We're up here waiting to see what they've got orchestrated.
Anthony lifting up the crowd.
Cool as you like from the 5 stripes. So now they get a 2-goal lead here as we approach just 10 minutes to go here in this second half. They've been unbeaten on the road since mid-2022 for head coach Marty Jellamy and the Five Stripes, and they're showing why. They've been very resilient so far in this one.
There won't be a moment you see these two also not glued together, Mr. Savion and Xavier. They're always, X-Man and Savion, they are always together. From the second we got to the airport yesterday, from the moment we walked into the pitch, there they are, even together on the field right now.
Yep. Yeah, now that I think of it, I was getting to the airport in my car, and they came out together in the car right away.
There you go.
I think Savion had his...
Well, they both had their shades on.
Right, yep.
Yeah.
Pit Vipers on.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it to him already.
I think they still had those shades on in the plane as well.
Yep, Lena probably had to tell them they can't wear it during the match as well.
If
Luke
they
Edwards,
could, they would.
Edwards goes down there. It looked like he might have bumped his head there on the surface. So we're making sure everybody's okay.
Looks like he is such a fantastic young man as well. So awesome to speak to. When you really sit down with all of these guys and have an awesome conversation with them. That was the beauty of being an ambassador for the Special Olympics and just the unified team is, you know, you always speak about sometimes the issues and problems we have, or sometimes the pressure that we lived as players, and spending some time with these guys, they teach you the true value of what happiness is, and just happy to be here on the field, and you learn so many different values. They learn from you, but at the end of the day, I feel like we learn so much more from these unified players.
Yep. Well, here comes the home side making use of that shade once again. They'll fling a ball in towards the middle of the area.
Great touch by Gage Muller to get it out of pressure and some danger.
Gage has been fully engaged so far in this one as the Reds are able to maintain possession still. He'll actually go on frame there and off of the crossbar. D. Harden had it covered, comes off his line once again. And Toronto finishes. This game has everything. The home side gets on the board and cuts the deficit.
That was very unlucky. Very unlucky for the Atlanta Unified team there. But it happens.
Well, one thing this matchup has had for sure, definitely goals. It's been end to end. You never know what's going to happen next. And, of course, communication.
7 goals in one game. This is an awesome game to watch.
Remarkable. Off comes the X-Man as well as Luke Edwards, and on comes former All-Star Liam Stewart as well. Fresh legs, and he's got a lot of fitness on him as well. Let's see if they make use of it here and see if they can up their service into Stewart here into this second half. Eisworth. We'll go back to Muller.
Mr. Ellis also making his move on. Up top, taking Xavier's spot. Xavier getting a breather. Here comes long leg Savion.
The number 9 will keep it under the carpet. Nice idea there, trying to get it into the feet of Ellis. And here comes Ellis with that constant press once again. Stewart is there to accompany as well. Bartlett goes in. Eisworth is able to recover. And here's the run of Stewart. Can they find him? Eisworth will overlap and create an overload there down on that right flank. Instead, they'll keep it short and see if they can find Ellis there. Cleared away by the home side. Postel, Bartlett comes out to press a little bit more. Toronto trying to get a big touch. Awesome job there, sticking in the shoulder as well. There's a bit of Greg Garza-like defending right there.
Maybe more. I might have pulled the shirt there for a yellow. He wasn't in the shade, so. Mr. Eberle coming on. Not sure who he's taking off. Looks like Miss Kelly is going to come out and get a breather.
Kelly Robinson will make her way in towards the near sideline.
You can get one more goal with the unified team. I mean, pretty sure you can kiss it goodbye.
What a finish once again. If we think about Savion Brown, didn't have much of an angle. There was only one spot he could put it, and he just roofs it into the upper 90.
Here's that direct play.
Postel goes long. Stewart trying to run onto it. Here's Eisworth. We'll spread it wide towards Bartlett.
What a ball.
Onto the back post. There's Hernandez couldn't quite get his boot onto it as well. Always tricky when it's on the bounce like that, but Hernandez, beautiful positioning once again.
Not easy finish, first time finish across your body, but you know what? That's the second time that he's put himself in that position and in that opportunistic spot. So, hey, third time's a charm.
There's once again the magnet touch of Savion Brown. Look at that chop. He's thinking about a strike into the feet of Ellis. Nice first touch. Gets away from him and into the midst of Toronto. Couldn't ask for better build-up today, could you?
Hey, Savion, can you just dribble it in the goal next time? Goodness gracious, the speed that this young man has. Uh-oh, looks like we might have an indirect kick here.
Let's see what we've got here.
He
Looks
dropped
like
it and picked it up again.
Toronto goalkeeper went for the touch there. Let's see what the call is.
Looks like he'll give him another opportunity to continue this one on.
So just a talking to and a drop ball, and we'll say play on here from the back line. Toronto once again is going to waste no time and try and send it long, but there's Eisworth with it. Chested down control there. Looping ball in towards the back post. Nice run from Hernandez, being able to know when to go. Toronto goes around Brown.
Oh, man.
Foul committed. It'll be a free kick for Toronto. And it looks like a quick rest, and on comes the X-Man, Xavier Hairston. He'll take out Anthony Hernandez, who should be very proud of the outstanding positioning that he had in a couple of awesome chances. Big influence from Anthony in this match.
Great job putting himself in the right spots. Into the 57th minute. Oh, great tackle by Mr. Bartlett. And you are 4v2.
On we go. He's got countless runners. He'll choose Hairston. Hairston one-on-one goes for the strike.
What a finish.
Finishes it as well. The X-Man cannot be stopped.
I said if you can get another goal, you can most likely kiss it goodbye. There he goes with the tribute.
This is beautiful. Of course, you talked about it, Greg, before. Diogo Jota left football in the entire world all too early, and paying tribute to him here. Atlanta United unified while making international history, paying tribute to an international star.
I love that one. Gone too soon, him and his brother, but you know what? It's a great way to pay a tribute from the unified team.
And that is going to be a hat trick for Xavier Hairston as well. Remarkable play from the X-Man. Here's Evans, who's going to use his body and shield it out. Well, if there's a day to go out there and put 3 on the board while you're already making history, traveling internationally on a Bluebird day, I'd say the X-Man picked a good one to do it. Look at this. Bouncing ball away. Here comes Stewart on the pressure. Michelini as well was there. Eberle.
Oh.
Climbs onto it and a little tug of the shirt there as well.
That was more Garza-esque.
Long ball in towards the back post for Toronto.
We have been so well organized in the back today, Joe. It's so cool to see the leadership from Mr. Postel, Mr. Gage, Mr. Eberle. Really putting forth a good shift in today's game, keeping everyone organized, allowing our stars up top to do what they know best.
Certainly a defender's favorite watch as well, as you're up here with this high view too. Get a little sly grin on your face as you see all the calm communication being done. Here come the 5 stripes. Toronto's able to regain possession once again. We can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. We've got 1,900 of you 17s. Wow. Let us know in the comments as well what you make of X-Man's hat-trick performance here today.
Thank you guys for the support. This not only means a lot to them, the guys on the field, but to us as well.
Here's Evans.
Great job.
Throw in for Savion Brown as we approach some of the final moments here of this first half.
Looks like Coach Marty has been in this game for a little bit. He had the fake trap there to let the ball go under his foot right there to waste some time.
Kept in nicely. Here's Michelini, who will chase it all the way down to the end line. They'll have to kick it out.
We don't need a ball, do we?
Five Stripes continuing to impose themselves here. Here's Hairston.
At D. Look at D coming up for the corner.
Oh, my goodness. D. Harden is all the way at the halfway line right now. He's wondering if he can get himself in the box in there as well. Trying to ask if one of his center backs would cover for him, and they're instead saying, go back home. But I like that idea a lot. Here comes Toronto.
Oh, what a great tackle.
Right on cue. Beautiful slide to clear things away. Stewart is darting towards that far sideline. Just couldn't quite get to it. Throw for the home side.
The question is, how much added time are we going to have?
That's right.
What
Going
a
to ground
tackle.
once again. Brilliantly done there from Postel.
Mr. Postel Van Dyke.
And there's Eberle. They couldn't quite dribble around for one, but Big Verge goes in once again. Shot on goal, actually deflected off of a Toronto player, and they'll weave it in towards that back post. D. Harden comes off of his line. What more can you ask from the big fella? He's pushed one off the crossbar. He's come off of his line, and that will do it. The big headline, Atlanta United Unified makes history in Toronto, Canada, not only being the first ever side in MLS Unified history to travel internationally, but they get a victory in doing so. The X-Man, Xavier Hairston, walks away with a hat trick and is undoubtedly the star of the match. Greg, what do you make of the X-Man in the entire Unified team's performance?
What a performance. What a huge win. To see them work together, to see them be resilient, to see them work through adversity, to see them work through mistakes. Every single player on the team made a difference today. Their leadership qualities within, and I'm sure that's a huge boost of confidence. Hopefully we can continue this later on today with the first team, but what a way to kick off the day. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Such a beautiful day here in Toronto. Beautiful weather. No humidity. And a W.
We'll make our way on, of course, to the medal ceremony coming up here shortly. But once again, of course, the heart of Unified, Greg, is not what happens on the scoreboard, but it's the camaraderie. It's the bonds and memories that are created. And for all of these family members that are here in the stands, all of the staff members that put in so many hours to make moments like these happen, this, regardless of that final score, is what it's all about.
Joe, that is what the game is all about. Learning values that are going to teach you to be successful in life in general. Every single one of these young men and women, they learn the values together on the field, off the field, that camaraderie, like I said in the beginning, those relationships that are formed and created. The arcade is going to feel so much sweeter today for these young men and women.
6 points were on the table. 3 were taken today by Atlanta United Unified, and we'll await you guys for the first team later today. Congratulations once again to Atlanta United Unified, making international history today. We saw all the celebrations, all the world-class finishes, as this team will continue to travel the world not too long after this. They'll eventually play in the Genuine World Cup coming up pretty soon, which is a Club World Cup format against teams from all over the unified world. We've got teams from Liga MX. We've got PSG who will be going out there, Ajax as well. So all of that is to come later this summer. But for now, that's been Greg Garza. I'm Joe Freihofer. On behalf of Atlanta United and all of you 17s who have joined us this morning, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of not only the Unified family, but the Five Stripes family as well. From Toronto, Canada, we'll see you next time.